Hi guys, welcome to Random Code. In this video, we are going to see functions in JavaScript. Actually, there are two types of functions in JavaScript. One is predefined function, which is already present in JS, okay? And the other is user-defined functions. These functions are created by user based on their requirements.
So if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing to this channel for the future updates and also click the bell icon.
So first, we can see what is the function, what is the purpose of it, okay? As you can see, function will contain a set of statements, okay? It can take inputs from the user and it will process that inputs based on the user's logic that is written inside the function, and it will produce output. It will return the output to the user. Okay. So this is what the function is does. In simple terms, let's say we want to do some particular task. We need to do it many times. Okay, instead of writing the code again and again, we will be writing the same code again and again, right? So instead of keep writing the same code, what we can do is we can create a function and we can place our logic inside that function, and we can call that function whenever we need it. Okay, in this way we can make our code look clean, and also we can avoid repetitions of the same code. Basically, we have a principle named don't repeat yourself in the code. That's a best practice. Okay, so this is why we mostly use functions in JavaScript, not only in JavaScript, in almost all programming language. Okay, let us see how we can create a function. So in the variable video, I have told you we are having some keywords, right? We have used let or const to create a variable, right? Similarly, to create a function, we will be using a keyword named function. So while creating a function, first we need to use the keyword function, and after that we can give that function a name. Like how we give a variable name, we can give a name to this function, okay? After that name, we need to have a set of parentheses, this open and close parenthesis, and outside this parenthesis, we will be having a curly braces. Inside this, we will be having our function logic. Okay, this is the basic syntax to create a function. Here I have mentioned that function will take input, right? Actually, it is not mandatory to pass input every time. If you want, if your function really want an input, then you can pass, okay? This is a function without passing input, okay? Let's say I need to place some logic inside this, like I have to place some code inside this move. I'm just typing console.log and I'm giving it test. Okay. If I execute this file now, see, we are not getting anything because we have created a function, but we have forgot to call that function. We need to call that function in order to execute the codes present inside them. Okay, so to call a function, we can simply write that function name, and after that we can have set of parentheses again. Just we can end it with semicolon. Okay, so now once this code, once this line gets executed, it will go to this function and it will execute all the lines present inside this function. Okay, now I will try to run this function. See, now I am getting test because I have called this function. Okay. Now we can see how we can create a function by passing inputs. Okay. Again, to create a function, we need to have a function keyword. I'm going to give it a name print2 just to avoid a confusion. Okay. In this case, I'm expecting an input from user, right? So we can't leave this parenthesis empty. Here we need to specify a local variable to get the input that user is passing. I'm just saying data, okay? You can name whatever you want, okay? So I'm just going to log whatever user is passing to us, okay? So I'm just logging whatever user is giving to us. So again, if I run this code, it won't work because we need to call this function, right? So to call this function, we need to have that function name. So now you can see this print2 function is expecting some data that we need to pass, right? Here I am just passing test 222. Okay, if I execute this now, See, for the first one, we are getting the test. For the second function, whatever data we passed inside this parenthesis, we are getting the log of it. So basically, it takes the user input and it process the user input here. Okay. I will tell you the third scenario where we will pass an input, we will process the input. Instead of printing or doing something, we will return the input back to the function where it got called. Okay. In JavaScript, we have a keyword named return, which is used to return a value. Okay. So I'm creating a third function here. I'm just giving this a function print 3. Okay, print 3 name. Let's say here I'm expecting two parameters. Okay. Instead of one data, I'm expecting two data to be passed from the user while calling this function. Okay. I'm opening this function. So as I said, we have a return keyword in JavaScript. I want to return, I'm expecting these two to be a numbers. I want to return sum of these two numbers. So what I can say, I can simply have a logic as a plus b. So it will get added and this will be returned. Okay. And one more thing, if you have any code below this return keyword, it won't execute. Return is the last point of execution in a function. Once this return is triggered, it will move the control to this function call place. So whatever code that is present below that return keyword, it won't execute. Okay. So let me call the third function print of 3. As I said, it is expecting two data, right? I'm passing 3 comma 5. Let me execute this now. See, we are not getting anything because we are not printing the value, we are returning the value, right? So this print 3 returned the value that is sum of these two numbers. So what we can do is we can get this value by two ways. Either by assigning it to a variable. I'm creating a new variable named sum, and once this function got executed, it will have a return value, right? That return value will be assigned to this sum variable. So if I try to print that sum, you can see now I am getting 8, right? The other way to get is console.log. We can directly call the print3 function here. Okay, so now what it will do is first this print3 function is called with these two numbers. Now the addition will be 3 plus 6 is 9. So the 9 is returned. Now this log will print 9. Okay. Sorry, I forgot to save the file. See, now it is returning 9, right? So we have covered a normal function, a function with input, and the return value. Okay, these are some basic usage of functions. And as I said, we have predefined functions in JavaScript as well. Like there are a lot of functions like number functions, string functions, array functions, object functions, which will be very helpful. We don't want to know everything, but there are some functions in each of them which is very primary to know. I will cover them in my upcoming videos. So please subscribe to this channel to get the regular updates. And if you really like this video, give a thumbs up, share this video to your friends who are currently learning JavaScript. Thank you so much.